Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a new edition of our online virtual interview series. And today we want to talk to Mass Gold, and Jim Engdahl, the CEO, is here with us. Hey, good morning to Canada. Jim, how are you doing?
Good morning, Johan. I'm doing great.
Super, yeah, looking great. That's fantastic in those times, very important. And yeah, quite an interesting company. And I saw it, I think at the third page of your presentation, it was saying the goal is to develop 1 million ounce gold resource. So where are you working? How do you want to achieve that?
We are working in the L'Orange Greenstone belt of Saskatchewan, which is one of the number one place in Canada to be working because of the political atmosphere in terms of the project, in terms of ease of putting drilling programs together and getting approvals. It's been an excellent province to work in, and it's rated number one now. So we're excited about developing those properties.
Okay, you guys are working on 4 properties. I saw the Greywacke Lake, Preview North, Elizabeth Lake, and Henry Lake. Let's get maybe started with Greywacke Lake, because you have now 100% ownership as the joint venture failed. So what happened there?
Well, the joint venture was with Golden Van Resources, and it goes back a long ways, and I won't get into a lot of detail on it. The bottom line was it was a 50-50 joint venture. They were to participate. They didn't. We diluted them down through expenditures going forward. We advised them of such. They said, no, that's not the case. So it went to arbitration. And as of April 17th, 2021, the judge ruled entirely in our favor, and that really cleared up the ownership issue with the market, because that was a historical problem in marketing the company up until this year. It's always been Ron Nedlitsky's position that we did own it, but it was tough sell when you don't have the actual documentation to prove it. That's done now. So they're left with a 2.5% NSR for $1 million that we can buy out at any time.
Okay, super, fantastic. So this was probably also the reason which held you a little bit back to do more work, because you have 81,500 ounces indicated, and I think it's 14,100 inferred. And I saw on 2nd May you had a press release where you start the PEA assessment study for that. Is that now something which you can really process in high speed?
Yes, we can. Now, there's a bigger picture here. We have the 4 projects, as you mentioned. The 2 that we're focusing on for the 1 million ounces is Greywacke North and Preview North Lake. And those are the ones that we're focusing on. Elizabeth Lake is a copper, gold, silver, and we'll talk about that a bit later, and another smaller gold project, but it's 100 kilometers away. So it won't be a part of our main focus for this year or next, as we are developing, and we think we've got a clear path to that 1 million ounce resource that we're trying to achieve as one of our objectives.
Okay, super. So that 1 million ounce resource, is that then only for the Greywacke Lake project, or is that more in total? Because you had a Preview North, you have 417,000 ounces already.
Yeah, the 1 million ounces is really going to be the target at the Preview North. Greywacke is a high-grade deposit, and it's defined and it's close to surface. And the metallurgy on that particular project is excellent. We can recover high grade recovery over 80% with just gravity separation. So it's possible that could be an early producer if once we finish the PEA, and that will be one of the objectives of the PEA. There's others as well, and we'll talk about that. The Preview North is a low-grade open pitable deposit. It's 417,000 ounces of low grade, around a gram a ton, but with a lot of potential on the exploration side, which our drill program for the winter of 2021 proves up, and the final results of that will be released here over the course of the next week, we believe. And with that, and in conjunction with Contact Lake that you had mentioned a little bit earlier, we believe that we will be very close to, and that's what the PEA report is going to do. It's going to define what those resources truly look like from a third party. Steve Godden is our contractor that mine engineer we've hired to do that particular PEA report. And the objective of that is to define the resource in Greywacke and in Preview North Lake. And from there, we can make some decisions. But we believe we're going to be extremely close to our targets that we were trying to reach. And if we are, that'll be fantastic.
Okay, super. Yeah, so also if we are now switching to North Lake at Preview, the metallurgy looks really good. And I think with cyanidation, you have like 97 to 99% recovery. That is really outstanding. And I saw also you have a 10 NQ holes drill program done with 2,500 meters. And I mean, if I look at your grades you have presented in the past, that was almost a gram. It was 0.93 grams gold, but on 122 meters. So this is a very fantastic hole, I would say. And what can we then now imagine, or what can we expect from you guys? When will the drill holes come out here, the 2,500 meters?
Well, the first 4 have been announced, so the remaining 6 will be announced. I was just checking with my VP Exploration. He advises that we should be ready to be release them this coming week, which is fantastic. And if they come out where we hope they will and where we've been thinking they will, we'll be very satisfied and well on our way to reaching that objective. One of the real critical parts of that, though, is the former producing mine, the Contact Lake mine. And you mentioned a minute ago of the great metallurgy. Well, the Contact Lake mine is a high-grade mine. It was started in 1995 by Cameco, and they started with about 500,000 ounces. They mined out 167,000 ounces, and then shut it in. As gold prices back then, I think, were around about $350, $400 an ounce. And it wasn't economical and wasn't big enough, perhaps, for what they were thinking. But it's all there, and we're in advanced discussions with the government of Saskatchewan, who own it, and we hope to be able to announce something on that as well in the not too distant future. But that, along with that's a high grade, 8-9 gram per ton, along with several other very high grade showings without any resource on, but high grade showings. We intend on developing a hub and spoke model, with the hub being the Preview North deposit, where that's where the center of that's where the hub will be. The spokes will come from other showings that we have on our own properties there that are high grade, but potentially from other resources that we don't own at the present, like Contact Lake. And as there is several more in the area that are of interest to us as well. So we believe we'll have an excellent opportunity, and the metallurgy also found that the commingling of the ore is excellent as well. So it's all looking really good.
Super. As you said, there is an old mine, of course, so the infrastructure situation must be also positive, right? All
the shafts are still there. The only thing that has to be done from our perspective, the main adit was closed off, so a new adit would have to be put in. But the mine channels are all there. We'll have to do our due diligence and rework the historical drill holes. Cameco did an excellent job on records, and as soon as that clarity on the ownership comes, we will commence that. And again, we hope to commence that, and that will be a part of our summer and winter program for this coming year.
Okay, super. What is about power, roads, water, all those trigger points, I would say?
Yeah, the key thing, one of the things that Ron Nedlitsky, why he chose this area and chose those properties, is there's a main highway goes right through all of them. They're within a stone's throw of the highway, and that highway got developed, I believe, in the 60s, 70s, mainly to service the uranium mines up north. It's in the prolific area of just southeast of the Athabasca Basin, where lots of exploration is commencing, and we believe that will be one of the more prolific areas of Canada, if not North America, for gold. It is Greywacke Lake is 60 kilometers from the CV Santoy mine that's being operated by SSR. That particular mine started in 1991. Coincidentally, back at that time, I was the director of finance for Claude Resources when we put it into production, and it had 400,000 ounces in resource, and they were processing 50,000 ounces a year. Today, that project has around a million ounces in resource, and are producing over 123 ounces a year, and has produced over 1 million ounces. So we believe that that whole sort of opportunity exists in that Larange Greenstone Belt area.
Super. But you have no problems with any uranium impurities in the gold so far? Because Saskatchewan is very famous for uranium, of course.
Copper, silver, it hasn't, we haven't given much attention to it over the past. We are, I guess, sort of polishing it up right now because it is of interest. And there is some good historical workings that we're redoing some of the old core samples and reconfirming what was there. But it looks like an excellent copper silver project. And we'll probably be looking for a joint venture partner and or sell it with an NSR, because our focus is really going to be on the gold, but there's an excellent value in the Elizabeth Lake property.
Fantastic. Okay, last but not least, we have to talk about share structure and money, because exploration costs money. So what is cash in the bank first?
Well, we raised $3 million in December to do our winter drill program for 2021, which was $2.5 million. We have less than 200,000 in the bank right at the moment. But as you've noted, we have 50 million warrants outstanding that are in the money at 10 cents. We intend on incentivizing the shareholders that own those warrants to exercise early. We haven't decided exactly how we'll do that, but that's something that we're going to do. And we're probably going to do some flow-through financing. So over the course of the next couple months, we will be attempting to raise somewhere in the vicinity of $4 million to keep all activities going, including the environmental baseline and the duty to consult for our First Nations people in there, as well as capital for the PEA and a little more drilling that we believe will define some Greywacke a little bit better, perhaps, but more importantly, we'll do some more drilling on North Lake once we get all of the drill results and we can sit down and analyze the hub and spoke focus of that. And that will define how we spend the money going forward. But it's very exciting. We're on a fast track now as opposed to a slow track where we have been. And we believe we're extremely undervalued at the 12-cent range where we've been trading at.
Okay, super. Then final question. What is your share in the company? What has management? Maybe who are some major shareholders, large shareholders? Please elaborate on that.
Yes. Ron Nedlitsky is the primary shareholder. And as you know, Ron has been exceptionally successful in many mining projects over the years, in developing the SK Creek, Snip Creek, and has tremendous following. So the ownership and management, close friends, and followers that have followed him is probably in the 60% range, 60. So that's one of the reasons why incentivization of the warrants is a really good thing for all shareholders. It's less dilution. And one of the things that we're going to be very conscious of is the dilutionary factor. That's why when the PEA report gets completed, we're going to make sure that we manage all the opportunities that come out of that. It's possible that Greywack could go into production if that's what it shows on the and if it could, then it would be a pretty good cash flow vehicle to supplement the development of the other one with minimal dilution. But those things are still yet to be proven up, and but we have some very good paths that we can take. The metallurgy on just, I didn't mention, but the metallurgy on North Lake is excellent, and with adding high grade deposits to it, little pods, it makes it much more efficient, economical, lower capex, lower opex to put something like that into production. So a lot of things to figure out and discuss over the next 6 months.
Super. So it sounds you will be very busy.
We will be, for sure.
Super. Jim, thank you very much. That was a great insight into your company. And now we are at actually almost 18 minutes. So that is okay for me. Super. And yeah, I wish you all the best, of course. And hopefully to see you latest at PDAC 2022, because it looks a bit like with the travel still, we are not able to do so. And yeah, please keep us posted. And yeah, keep fingers crossed for financing and flow through, and let the drills turn, I would say.
We're looking forward to it. I will add that we are going to list on Frankfurt as well as over the counter in the US as well. So some of those things will help our shareholders as well.
Fantastic. Super. Thank you very much, and all the best to you.
Thanks, Ron.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Jim Engdahl, the CEO of Mass Gold, and you heard it. The company, yeah, is back and really active now. They have drilled a lot. Results are, some results have come out already, but there are still a lot of holes outstanding, and they have to finance now, and also with the warrant exercise with an acceleration here, that would be great. And some flow through is always makes absolutely sense to use some tax credits here in Canada to do exploration. But also I like the fact that approximately 60% of the shares are in hands of like management and very, very close friends. This is fantastic, as it helps the company a lot to really move forward here. Also, I like the fact that the possibility is there to go maybe quite fast into a small production scenario here. The PEA is initiated for the Greywack North, and this is a great idea to finance, of course, future exploration and maybe then larger production. Hub and spoke is also something we like. So I would suggest you check out the company. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Switzerland.